I'm Seamless, and this is 30K tutorial number 2, where I am doing a whole bunch of sound design requests. The link for such requests is in the description. You can go there and request things, but only there. Anyway, this is a Sadhu. Am I pronouncing that right? Sadhu. It was requested by someone who, again, I didn't go and look at who it was, but the name will be in the description and the title. And this is what it sounds like. I don't actually know what genre of music this is called, but this was surprisingly easy. So I decided to use Citrus. This means that you can totally do this. Well, okay, I did this in a way that might be a bit harder to recreate in FM8, but it is an FM process, and it wasn't that difficult. So I'm going to actually do this from scratch for a second, just so we can observe it. Default 2.5. So first thing I did is I output 6 to be an extra sign, so there's sub and reinforcement. And then I FM'd 2 into 1, but I did this just so that there would be some FM, so that I can when I go and make a pattern, I can put it in the thingy here. That's not the one I wanted. Number 2. Why aren't you giving me pattern number 2? What is wrong with you? Weird. All right. I did that so that I can then automate the modulation input of operator 1. You do this by going into the mod, and then going into mod, and then doing that. This is basically an in-out graph or rather a movement graph for the knob. So when the knob moves, like if I do this, and then I make, see how big was that one? Half of that? So bam, I did this, and then I only made it that long, and then I just cloned it. Just so that when I make changes, they make changes throughout the whole thing. So you see the movement there. So this means that when the knob is all the way up, that parameter is all the way up, and the knob is all the way down, the parameter is all the way down. You don't need to stick to that sort of default kind of relationship, but I do. Turn off smooth. All right, so that was that. And then I made a whole bunch of harmonics, but really I think I could do the same thing without even doing that. Actually, did I do? Yeah, so this is almost a saw wave. Now, here's when I started dicking around with harmonics. I got rid of the bass one and just went kind of like that. You may have noticed it gets extremely loud. And you get a lot of really this whole genre I don't really do very often, and I'm noticing that if I just mess around with this, you get a whole plethora of just different tones that are this sound. So that's pretty much what I did for this guy here. Boy, is it loud. Because I put it in number 2 by accident. Now you hear that reverb coming off because what I did here is I turned on the reverb with really small room amounts, high frequencies and higher low frequencies. The dampening is all the way up. The stereo wideness is all the way up, and what this means, and then I'm automating the wet value here. I'm actually making this follow the cutoff automation, so it's pretty much 1-to-1. And this is the configuration I made for the harmonics for this particular one. Yeah, and then in the modulating operator, I also added more harmonics, but these were actually sticking to the octaves, the actual main harmonics here. And then here's the bass, and it's cool, and it's nice. And then I distorted it with this really sharpness here, which this configuration, when you make any kind of vertical flatness within what you're distorting, it creates fuzz, like harmonic excitement is what that creates. And that's a lot of fun. And then I compressed it so that the low end would be more represented properly, and that's more or less it. So there you go. I'm not going to keep this in there. This project will be available to download in the description. It'll be just the regular one without these guys. Alt delete enter. Alt delete enter. That's these dudes. Yes. So remember, if you want to make a request, there's a Facebook link. Go make the request. I'll look at it. I'm going to do 30 of them total. This is number 2. If you have any questions about any of this, let me know. And as usual, have a nice day.